So I forgot to make a video yesterday. Honestly, I was too tired, but this is just kind of my update on my 40-day fast. So today is day 2, January 19th, 2021. Some things that I have experienced, and that would be I'm not really hungry. I've done a 14-day fast before, and I get it. The hunger thing is not a deal. Okay, but the thing is that I do notice that when I haven't eaten for a while, all of a sudden I'll have this like sudden craving of something random, or something will go through my head like pizza or like hamburgers or french fries, and I'm like, oh my god, I need something right now. But then I just drink some water and I go and do something else and I'm okay. Now, the crazy thing is I'm already noticing a difference in my skin. My skin seems a lot brighter. Like, it was weird because yesterday I broke out so random. I broke out and it's just some part of the detox, right? So you can see like I have some, but like my skin is different. It just looks different. It looks more elasticy. I look happier. Like I'm like looking at myself like, whoa. My eyes look so bright. Yeah, so I'm just really excited. It's just a water fast. So when I get a little bit uh, like I want to eat something, I actually put some sea salt in my water, and I'll put just a little bit underneath my tongue, and that has helped. I'm also journaling a lot. I have a dedicated fasting journal that I am doing, and I have a regular journal that I journal in. And yeah, I've just been writing, spending time with source. I write down my prayers. That's kind of something that I do. And then I go and spend time out in nature, and that's been like super awesome. But so far, so good. I just wanted to give an update. I was going to make a video yesterday, being it was my first day, but I did not. So here we go. This is the video. I might not do one every day. I just kind of like want to do rolling ones, and then I'm going to mash them all together and see what happens. And this is just kind of like for those of you that are interested in doing an extended fast, who have maybe fasted before but haven't done a really long one, just kind of some things to expect. One thing I do want to tell is this. As you're going, don't get so caught up in the hunger, because it really is a mindset. So there really is no real hunger, right? There's emotional hunger. There's just I'll actually have to look it up. But there's like 6 different types of hunger, and the only real hunger is nutritional hunger, and that's when you're hungry because your body's lacking a certain nutrition. But other than that, there's like empty stomach hunger, which isn't real hunger. You know, there's sugar burn out, which is when you've had so much sugar and you're just hungry because you've like lost all the sugar. And then there's yeah, I think for me, I don't remember all of them, but I'm just putting it out here. I will find my little list that I have, and I will put that on there. But I think that for me, it has been really the emotional hunger. When I have a trigger, instead of me thinking about what it is that's triggering me right now because it's still fresh, I immediately start thinking about junk food. And so I'm learning. I'm learning what my triggers are. I'm learning what it is that triggers me. So, yeah, I just thought I would come on and say a few words. This is not going to be posted until the end of the fast. Nobody knows. There's only like one person that knows I'm doing this right now, and so it's just kind of weird. I've never not said anything before. I've always told everybody what it is that I've been doing, and this was just kind of something that I just decided it's been heavy on my heart for a while, and so here I am doing it. And I thought then that the best thing to do would be to offer advice to people who are going through it. So, yeah, that's what I have for now. As I get further in, I will let you guys know more details, maybe things that I've been going through. But till the next one. Oh, and then I did forget to say. So I am still doing yoga for right now. I've done yoga the last few days. Today was excruciating because it was a core workout and I was not prepared for what was happening. And my legs are sore, but I feel good. I feel really good. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. So, whatever. So, I'm on day 5 of my 40-day fast. It's really weird to think that I'm here already on day 5. Yeah, some of it has gone really slow. Some of it has just flown by. Like yesterday went by really fast, actually. Um, the hunger is gone. Like I didn't really deal with a lot of the hunger. On my other video I did say, because I had found that video that talked about how there really is no real hunger, and it was a way for me to walk into this with a much different mindset than I normally would have. And I didn't deal with that. So now I guess the cravings have really kind of subsided, and it's just kind of like, food. Oh, that's nice. And, I know that there are some moments that are harder than others, but I don't know, I'm just really thankful to be here. I'm thankful to be in this moment. Yesterday I was kind of having some stomach pains, like not really bad or anything like that. It was just kind of like my stomach was adjusting. It felt like it was like rippling down the middle. It's kind of a weird thing. And I think that sometimes I get tired of only having water to drink, but I do drink my tea at night. So if you guys are wondering what I do to stay regular, so I do drink some psilocybin, I think, or psyllium husk. It's pretty much what you find in Metamucil, but I recommend sugar-free because the point of a fast is to get completely off of sugar. So I got some sugar-free, like basically generic brand psyllium husk, and then I also at night I drink a cup of Smooth Move tea because you're supposed to drink it like 6 to 12 hours. And they recommended it bedtime, and it's just kind of a nice break from water. So, which is good. I have been doing yoga every day, and that is different. So I do get muscle aches at night, I've noticed. And so if I have really bad muscle aches, I will actually put sea salt. I have some sea salt over here, and let me grab it. There's some of this, some sea salt that I put under my tongue, and that helps me stay hydrated. And then I will drink 1 cup of this in my big orange cup here. I'll drink a cup of this a day to help me stay hydrated as well. I wouldn't recommend too much more than that. I mean, you guys have to listen to your body if you're choosing to do this long of a fast. But yeah, it's just been interesting. I write every day, and as for like body situations, really nothing crazy is going on. I will say you guys will experience a lot when you release. So like when you go to the bathroom, it just smells so different. Everything smells really different. And I realized that's the toxins coming out. Like you will release so much. Even if you guys just do like a short fast, nobody has to do a 40-day fast. I just chose this for a spiritual journey and to cleanse my body and like purify my mind and my soul. And it's interesting because I think that's the thing. It's like, people think, oh, I'm going to do that too. But then they start and they're like, whoa, like that's a long time. And like, I realize it's a long time, but I'm excited about it. I come equipped with a 5-subject notebook here. And, yeah, I journal every day. I have a couple different journals that I journal in, so I stick with my normal journaling routine, and then that is my fasting journal. So like anytime an emotion comes up right away, I try to grab my journal and write about it, because they do come up. Things you haven't thought about in a long time, they come up. And sometimes they're really overwhelming emotionally, and other times not so much. It's like, oh, okay, that's nice. And yeah, it's just interesting, like the whole journey. I definitely got some reading materials to read, and I rest when I need to. I've been taking a nap almost every day, like about mid-morning. I wake up at 5 to walk. I walk my dog at 5 in the morning. And that's when I really spend time with Source. I spend time in affirmations and gratitude and prayer. And I think that's really important if you choose to do a fast. It's really important to spend time with your higher self and to spend time with Source. And so I write my prayers at night. I go in, before I go to bed, I write down a prayer, which is in my notebook here. I just think it's important. I think it's important to do things that will connect you with a higher intelligence, right? Because there is something out there. If you guys don't believe in it, then that's fine. You guys just want to do a fast to lose weight, whatever. I can't say how much weight I've lost because I don't even own a scale. I don't believe in the scale. And so I'm just here to give you guys updates on what it is to be on this 40-day fast. So day 5, here it is. Already what is it? 9 o'clock. It's about to be 9 o'clock in the morning. The other video I did was really late at night. Oh, excuse me. I do get tired. You do get tired, but you have like so much energy. It is the weirdest thing. You have a lot of energy. So it's worth it. I mean, you have to find what's right for you. You don't have to do like a huge fast to get benefits from it. Even intermittent fasting will do good for you. Having 1 day a week where you don't eat for 24 hours, it can really benefit your body. I know a lot of people just do this just to lose weight, and that was not even, I know it's a side effect, okay? It's a side effect of this, but I'm not going into this for losing weight. I've been on the weight loss journey for so long that it's just kind of like, oh, okay. This honestly was put on my heart by Source, and here I am. I disconnected from social media, and I just decided that I would do these video updates, and I was going to do them every day, but then I realized that would be a really long video. So I'm just going to kind of, when I get inspired to do one, I will update you guys and tell you what it is that I've been dealing with physically. But as for physicalities, like honestly, the physical part of it is simple. It's the emotional and the mental part. Like you'll start to realize how much you rely on food, or how much you rely on a certain type of food, or how much you rely on maybe sugar or coffee or tea or soda or something like that. Like I don't drink soda, but coffee, holy crap. I had to quit coffee a week before I went into this. So, and I noticed that I have cravings for it. And then my dad makes coffee every day. And so I sit here and I'm like, I just have to like smell it. Like I have to like take in the smell and know that like, okay, that's still part of enjoyment. Like I'm still allowing myself to, so you can't just be like, oh no, I can't smell it. Like we live in an RV, guys. Come on. That's the space is small. So, you're going to have challenges. You're just going to have challenges, but you have to ask Source to give you strength to overcome that. And if you do, you will overcome it. Like that's one thing. Every morning I pray, give me the strength to make it through this day and the courage to overcome whatever obstacles that may come. And that's part of one of my prayers. So my prayers are different every day. I have some pretty intense conversations with Source. So, yeah, if you guys are looking to do this on a spiritual aspect, go for it. Do it. Do what serves you. Do what serves you good. And just know that it's a journey. That's it. You're here to experience a journey. You're not here to get results. Really, you can't be attached to the results. You just have to do it because it's a journey. And it's an interesting one. And it's something that you get to observe for yourself, okay? All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here, but I'll see you next time. So, I am on day 12 of my 40-day fast. I know it's been a while since I recorded, but honestly, guys, like, this is not the first thing on my mind. So I get very spacey, and I end up spending a lot of time with Source and in prayer and writing. And by the time I get done, it's sometimes just time to go to bed, and so I go to bed and I don't even think about these videos. So but I want to let you guys know there's a lot of different things that I have experienced. I took a shower today and I feel so fresh. I'm breaking out a little bit, so that's normal though. I'm not worried about it. My skin is clearing, and it's weird how quickly it comes and goes, right? But yeah, there's a lot that's coming up. I had no idea how much I needed to release, so if you guys choose to go on this journey, just understand that there will be a lot of different things that your body lets go of. I was starting to smell the toxins in my skin. I usually shower every other day. I wash my hair once, maybe twice a week, because I have dreadlocks. And so, like, you can tell my lips are like peeling a little bit. It's not because I'm dehydrated. This is just like, it's like layers of old skin falling off. Like, I can just go like this and it just comes off. It's the craziest thing. Like, it baffles me. My skin is soft though. It's like, it feels so soft. It feels so soft. And let's see, I do have to drink my sea salt water because I still do yoga. I've done yoga every day since I started. I'm actually on a 30-day challenge of yoga right now, and so I just finished day 19 today. So it's crazy to think that when I finish my 30-day yoga challenge, I will be over halfway through my fasting. That just kind of baffles me. I've gained a lot of muscle. It's weird, but I've gained a lot of muscle, and I've lost a little bit of weight. I haven't really just like, it hasn't really just like shrank off of me or anything like that, but I notice a difference. I do have pictures. I may post the pictures, I may not. It just depends. But yeah, I've lost I've lost some weight, but I wanted to come and make this video because today is honestly the most tired I have been in this entire fast. Like, I just feel exhausted, and I don't know if it's because I need to get more sleep, more rest, and or if it's just because today is like been a very like toxic releasing day. So yeah, just know that if you decide to do this, it's just a journey. Like, don't beat yourself up. Don't judge yourself for what happens. Don't be like, oh my God, I can't believe my body's doing that. Like, it's a body, guys. Like, it's not your have all, end all, be all. Okay. Like, this is your vessel. This is something to take care of your vessel. This is something to release whatever it is that's not serving you anymore. This is to help you make space for new things, right? And I have let go of so much old stuff, and in return, it's like the more old things and things that aren't serving me that I let go of, it's like sources like, here you go, here's the new programming for that, here's the new programming for that, here's the new programming for that, and I'm just like, whoa. And so sometimes that's why I don't think about these videos too much, because honestly, whatever comes. It's what's meant to be. I'm not gonna stress myself out like I used to make videos, because I used to really stress on Facebook to make a video like, oh my God, I gotta prove. And I'm like, I'm just trying to document my journey, honestly. And so I want to share it with people as a documentation, because I think people need to know. Like, when I was doing research for 40-day fast, there's not, like, the people talk about it, but there's not a lot, like, documented on it. They just kind of give you a little overview of what you experience and this, that, and the other. And, you know, I'm trying to be very thorough, but I'm not trying to be thorough via video. I'm trying to be thorough in other ways. And so Yeah. Oh, and the other thing is that mineral water. Oh, yeah. This has been a lifesaver. So when I have a really like weird day, I'll drink one of those, and it just kind of helps. It gives you something different to taste, and I know a lot of people don't like club soda, and I really didn't either. But when you're doing this, like everything tastes good, and your smell will go off the Richter scale. Like I smell everything. Like I swear somebody farted down the street, and I smell that shit over here. I'm like, and like it's just the weirdest thing. It's so weird. I smell everything. Like before I was like I never smelled anything, and now I'm like, oh my lord. And if it's too strong, I'll get really nauseous. Like it's weird. I've never been that way in my life. Like I can handle strong smells, like I could handle really nasty smells, like like the whole whatever never bothered me before, and now I'm like, ooh, I gotta go. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. uh what else? Oh, I also noticed that food is everywhere. Like when you stop eating, you never realize how much you get bombarded with food. Like it's in commercials, it's on Pandora, it's on SoundCloud, it's on when you watch YouTube, it's on when you just everywhere. Like and people have a hard time not talking about it. Like my dad's been pretty supportive. He tries not to like make a big deal about when he's cooking or anything. Like he's still goofy about it, but he tries not to make a big deal about it in front of me. And I'm okay. Like, the hunger's gone. I don't feel any hunger at all. I don't feel any desire to really eat. Like, it's just kind of like, eh. I miss chewing. Like, I think that's a thing. So sometimes I'll pretend to chew on my water. I'll have a mouthful of water away just to get the sensation. And yeah, like, my tongue is really dry. And I think that's from not eating the oils in the food. Like our tongue usually gets hydrated through the oil. What else? Oh, essential oils will be your best friend. So like if you get some headaches or something like that. I was dealing with a headache earlier. I put peppermint on my temples and on my third eye, and it went away. And then I use it for nausea too. Melaleuca for my skin. I put Melaleuca on my skin to help with the breakout, but I let my skin just kind of release. Like I just got to go through it. I just got to go through it. So I'm not worried about it. I don't care. It's just a part of life. Like we all break out. We've all broke out in our lives. Everybody's had at least one pimple, and if you say you haven't, then you probably had it in a place you're embarrassed to talk about. So yeah, what else? I drink apple cider vinegar. I've been doing that for a long time, and I didn't stop when I did this fast. And it's kind of here and there, but as long as it's liquid, it's okay. And then the Metamucil, I recommend getting the psychocillian husk or something like that. I'll try to figure it out, but I just got it. Really, it's Metamucil, guys. Like. Okay, I don't know, like, if I'm gonna get tagged because I'm talking about brands, but whatever, guys, no, like, really, because it will help you excrete what you need to without it dehydrating you more, because what happens when you fast, when the first time I fasted, I ended up getting diarrhea by the third day, and I was like, it was hard, it was, like, if I wasn't near a bathroom, I was, like, really freaked out, okay? I was really freaked out, and now it's kind of like, with this, like it gives it some solidity, and so it's better. It's just better. Like this is kind of like fasting is just a thing, and people don't talk about this stuff, and I think this is the stuff that you need to talk to people about, because it's like, as a person, when you choose to do this, regardless of your purposes, don't do this for losing weight, okay? Like, let me just throw that out there. Please don't do this for losing weight. But if you guys choose to do this for, like spiritual purposes, or to cleanse your body, to come closer to yourself, to come closer to your higher self, to come closer to source, right? Like there needs to be a reason. Otherwise you're just starving yourself. And to lose weight, that's you starving yourself just to lose weight. Okay, I'm sorry for those of you that are like, I'm going to do it to lose weight. No, like, because as soon as you stop, like you're probably just going to gain it all back and then some, because you went into it for the wrong reasons, okay? I think that these are the things that people need to talk about, because it would have helped. Like, it would have really helped me going into the fast to know about these things. And I researched for like a good week and a half every day for a couple hours a day, because when I made the decision, I was like, I want to be thorough. I want to know exactly what it is that I'm getting into, because I've never done anything this drastic. And they're just, I mean, they just kind of like, oh, sometimes you get nausea, sometimes you get headaches, sometimes you get that, like sometimes you get this, but they're all phases. And it's true, they're all phases, but nobody talks about your body, and your body's what's going through it. Like, this is a mental thing. Like, it's like you overcome the physicalities mentally, but your body is still going through it, okay? And you will have a range of colored poop come out. And if you guys are grossed out, well, whatever. We all take a shit every day. Like, I'm sorry. And if you don't, you're just really harming yourself, okay? And yeah, you'll just have a variety of colors coming out, and you'll be like, what on earth? And I think the thing that surprises me the most is that for 12 days, I've drank nothing but water. And every other day I drink one of these mineral waters. Like, I don't drink them every day. And then I drink salt water, okay? Oh, and I have a Smooth Move tea before I go to bed. That's it, okay? So it's all liquid. Nothing of sustenance. And there's still stuff coming out. Like, it's like, holy crap. And it's not just like a little marble or anything. Like, it's a significant amount, okay? Like, I'm sorry if this really grosses you guys out, but like I said, like, if people are going to embark on this journey, we need to talk about what we're going through. And everybody's so like, well, that's behind closed doors. You shouldn't, you know what? Whatever. Everybody does it. If it's your body, like, get over it, guys. Seriously. If you're going to try this, you're going to experience some things. And what I don't want to happen is that if you do choose to do this for spiritual reason, there's not people who talk about this. There's not people who talk about this part of it. And it's like, if you get into it and all of a sudden you have a really bright colored green poop, and that's like signifying that you're sick, and you just stop, you break fast because you're scared, you know? No, like, that's really your body. That's really your body is getting rid of something. And who knows, maybe that's from when you were sick way back in the day, but it's just hanging out in your intestines and it needs to come out, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to observe this for what it is. Like they said, we can have anywhere from 5 to 25 pounds of stagnant poop inside of our intestines, and that's significant. That's significant. And imagine, that's all toxic. It's waste. It'd be like putting just stuffing garbage up your ass and leaving it there. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, that made me laugh. Oh, okay. So anyways, this video went way longer than I expected it to. So because I haven't recorded for a few days, and that's like, really, I've been going through it. Like, I have learned so much. So if you guys do this, I encourage you, just know that right here, right now, I'm saying I believe in you. You'll see a difference right away. The mental state of it changes. Like, every 3 days you kind of have, so I would say, an ascension process. I don't really know how else to like what else to liken it to, but you'll have just like a breakthrough, really. And you'll be able to, oh, okay, I can overcome this. Oh, okay, I can deal with that. Or, oh, okay. And then you'll start to notice what foods you really crave that are like junk foods that, you know, like for me, it's always burgers and fries and ice cream. Like, I love those things. Like, I love them. I still even have cravings now. Like, it's not like I'm hungry or anything, but like, I'll have the pictures run through my mind and I'll be like, oh my God, like, when I'm done with this fast, that's the first thing I'm going to eat. No, and I know I can't. Like, I know I can't. Like, it's interesting to see your ego come up and be like, well, bitch, you know, I'm going to win this one. And your spirit's like, I don't think so. Not today. Not today. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you guys. So, day 12, we'll see as it goes on. I'm just going to make a compilation video, so these will all be mashed together. So, it might be pretty long, but you know, it'll be informative, and then I also have a lot of other information that I can put up in other forms. So we'll get there when we get there, guys. But yeah, just if you do this, I recommend not making a decision overnight. Don't watch this video and be like, oh, well, tomorrow I'm going to start a 40-day fast. No, because you'll break it.
Like, you won't be able to make it. And I'm not saying I don't have faith in you. What I'm saying is that because you didn't take time to let it sink in on your heart and tell you that you needed to do this, because maybe you're not going to be called to do a 40-day fast right away. Maybe you're going to be called to start with 7 days or 3 days or 2 days or 1 day, or maybe you'll be called to do like 2 weeks, 14 days or 21 days. Okay, like there will be circumstances where you won't be called to do so much, but this, for me, I'll tell you guys, this has been on my heart for more than 8 months. And it took me 8 months to get the courage to really decide that I was going to do it. And then when I made the decision, I still took a week before before I started to prepare myself, to prepare myself mentally. I ate what I wanted. I was like, you know what? Because I might not eat like this again. And so I'm just going to fulfill this part of myself the way that it wants to be fulfilled right now. I'm not going to like deprive it. I had the hiccups. So that when I do the fast, when I come off the fast, I know I'm going to be changing everything. And that way, then it's like I don't miss it. I wasn't missing it before the fast. I missed it while I was on the fast, but then you kind of just overcome it, okay? Yeah, so that's what I want to tell you guys. So I hope everybody is doing phenomenal. For those of you that are on this journey, I just wish you all the love and light in the world, and just keep working on you. And when it gets hard, go do something to take your mind off of it. That's all I can encourage you to do. I write, and so when I write, when I listen to music, sometimes I'll kind of move around and dance a little bit. I don't dance real hard or anything. Like, don't like overdo yourself, please. Yoga I do for staying grounded because I get very spacey. Okay, so yeah, just some suggestions. Maybe get into yin yoga, very slow moving, building on your flexibility, and just allow yourself to be in a meditative state for as much as possible. That's all I can suggest. And then don't be afraid to go to bed early. Don't be afraid to wake up late. But spend time with Source. You're gonna get the most out of it when you spend time with Source, and ask Source for strength. I ask for Source every day. Give me the courage and the strength to continue on with this task, this journey that you've put on my heart, because as a human, we do human things. All right?
What's up, guys? So it's been a while since I recorded. Honestly, as much as I wanted to make these videos every day, it has been the last thing on my mind, and there has been a lot of just a lot of things that have happened to me on this journey. Do you guys see my skin? Yeah, I know I still have a little bit of blemishes, and I still deal with the breakouts, but then that makes me wonder how much of this is like just shedding like old stuff. But when I see my face, I'm so shocked. Like, I look so different from when I first started this journey. I'm on day 25. Yeah, it's been crazy. I did have to go get some other tea just so I could have something different in the day. It's herbal. It's no caffeine or anything like that. It's lemon and ginger, and it's got probiotics in it for my belly. And it's good. It's just really nice to have just something else besides what is it? Oh, look, you can see me right there in my phone. Besides just the smooth move tea and water is what I drink. And then I also do drink sodium water regularly as well, just to help cleanse my system. Apparently they call it an oral enema, which I didn't know. So if I'm grossing you guys out, well, that's just something that you deal with on the fasting journey. It's not a pretty journey. Like, anybody who's like, oh, I'm going to do this because it's a fad or whatever. Well, it's not a pretty journey. Like, I'm just going to say it. There are times when your body smells so rank. You're just like, oh my God, like, what is coming out of my skin? But then you get like this, like, my skin is so soft. Like, sometimes I just touch my face because it's so soft. It's just amazing to me. So, yeah, the things that I let go of in the bathroom are just amazing to me. It kind of scares me a little bit.
I've never done a fast this long. I've definitely surpassed my fasting length that I've done. Before this, I think my longest was 14 days. And yeah, that was pretty intense for me too. I did one last year by accident. I got severely sick, and I guess you could call it a dry fast, but my body was rejecting food and water. And that was for like 15 days, and it was kind of crazy, guys, because I just kept telling my dad, I was like, all I want to do is be able to just hold down some water. And so now that I'm on this, like, I kind of have this moment where I'm like, I'm so sick of water, like I just want to do something else. But it's funny because there's a point on this fast where you ask yourself, what's more important, your journey or food? And I realize it's the journey. Like, I've come so far, there's no point in turning back now. I've come so ridiculously far, and I'm just excited to be here. I think that it is a journey. I think it's an adventure. Like, I really am excited about each day, even with its ups and downs. There are definitely some downs. Like yesterday, I spent a lot of time in bed, and I was okay with that. Today, I'm tired, like I am. I get a lot of energy in bursts. So people are always like, when I read about it to begin with, people are like, "Oh, I have so much incredible energy," and it like makes me wonder, like, how do they have energy that lasts for so long? But then I realize it's different for everybody. So I'm just here to talk about mine, and I realize that there's some days that I get a huge burst of energy, and I'll have tons of energy, and I'll do a lot of things, and then I'll be exhausted, and I'll just lay down and nap, and I'm okay with that. And I meditate and I pray. I spend time with Source, and I have done yoga every day except for yesterday. I took a break because I did a 30-day challenge, and it was a challenge for me. Like, it was a very hard challenge. And so after the last day, I was like, my body needs a rest, and that's why I spent most of the day in bed. I needed it. Um, yeah, but I feel like I've rejuvenated. My lips will sometimes peel, but they don't peel in the way of, like, you know how when you get cracked lips because you're dehydrated and they'll like bleed or something like that? No, they don't. Like, they'll just peel off, and I really feel like it's just new skin that's coming out. They're so soft. My lips are so soft over here. No, I'm not using any lip balm or any. I don't do makeup or nothing like that. I stopped wearing makeup a long time ago. And yeah, I've lost so much weight. I don't know. I don't own a scale, so I'm sure this is gonna make some people upset. Well, you should be. You know what, guys, to be honest with you, I have not weighed myself in over 2 years. I think that everybody gets so hung up on the numbers that, like, if that's the only reason that you're choosing to do this journey, then it's not right for you. Like, I'm just gonna point that out right now. I made a daily journal. I've been daily journaling. There's a few days that I missed, just because sometimes it's tiring. Sometimes there's a lot going on. Sometimes, it's just I'm dealing with a lot. Not only am I shedding, but like I have a ton of realizations that come through, and it's not almost, it is, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming at times. So yeah, I have 15 days left on this journey, and I'm just so shocked because when I started it was 40, and that, wow, just wow, just I don't even know what else to say. But I look at myself, and I know that I have changed, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Again, I reiterate, do not get into this just for the physical aspect of it. It's really a wrong mindset to get into something that's this intense, because it's something that, mentally wise, it's mind over matter. And if you're only doing it for the physical aspects, I feel in my heart that you guys will suffer through it, because you'll just be like, oh, I'm just trying to get to the end result. I'm just trying to get to the end result, rather than taking each day as it comes. And as you take each day as it comes, then you'll have an opportunity to spend time with Source and really truly unlock those fears and trepidations that are holding you back in life, rather than being like, I have to weigh a certain amount, or I'm doing this because I'm getting married, or I'm doing this because I have to look a certain way. No, like, you need to understand that you're perfect the way that you are. And I have never realized that more than when I took this journey. Like, I look younger than when I started this. Like, I'm so baffled. I look younger than I looked when I was 18, and I'm 34, about to be 35, guys. Like, in a couple of weeks, I turn 35. I actually end this fast 2 days before my birthday, and I will be doing a 10-day, to break my fast. It will be 10 days to get back to eating normally. So I'm not going to do the whole birthday cake and ice cream thing. Like, I did a lot of sacrifices. But with sacrifice comes great reward, and that's the beauty of being here. So, body things that you'll notice. Your body's no longer worried about digesting food, and so it will work to heal things that need healing. And that is something that I have felt and I've noticed a lot of. So my stomach, it started in the right hand upper side, it moved to the lower left hand side, it went to the middle. I've had, my back has been sore, kind of like around my kidneys, my gallbladder. And it's just kind of weird because it'll come and go. It'll come and it'll be some severe pain, and then it will just dissipate like it never happened. And so I've come to realize that that's my body healing itself. It's not muscle pains. This is different. This is like internal pain that you go through, and it's deep. It's really deep, but with it, it's odd. It's like as soon as something heals, it's like there's something that comes up emotionally for you, and it's like it gives you time to just really, spend with that. And it's unique. It's just different. It's so different, and there's a lot to it. So I just recommend it for anybody that really does want to draw closer to source. Like, that is the only reason I would recommend doing any kind of extended fast. I mean, if you guys are looking for weight loss, then please don't do an extended fast. Please look into, like, intermittent fasting or other things. Coming from being 500 pounds when I started my weight loss journey and being able to do this now, I have definite empathy for people who want to lose weight, because I understand it, and I understand getting into it because you want to look a certain way. But I've also crossed the line of knowing that if you don't love your body exactly where you're at, you're always going to be chasing something that's not there. And even if you do lose all the weight, you're still going to be striving for something new. There'll always be something new to strive for. And I've really come to terms with that on this too. Like, it's given me an opportunity to just stare at myself in the mirror, and sometimes I stand there butt naked, guys, and I'm just looking at myself saying I love me and I am lovable, because it's true. Like, Source isn't going to turn me away because I'm overweight, or because I look a certain way, or because, I've got love handles or whatever. No, like, Source loves me as me. And I've gotten to experience that love, and my hope is that I get to encourage others to come into that love in the way that works for them. There is no right or wrong way to do this, and I think that's what's drawing away from religion, is that religion says, no, there's only one way to be right, and it's like, there's really not. There's really not. That's why there are as many people as there are, because we all see things in such a different way, and we can all bring such a unique aspect to connecting with Source if we choose. So that's why I really wanted to do this. I wanted to be able to listen to my intuition, and I'm learning to really trust my intuition as it comes up. Some days I struggle with that. Some days I really do struggle, because it's like I've never actually trusted myself to make the right decision, and I have been uncovering why. And I have been uncovering what has been holding me back. And I realize what it is that I'm meant to do. And it's not been more clear to me now. And I'm okay with that. And before, it was like I knew that that's what I was supposed to do.
This is such a trip. I knew that that was what I was supposed to do, but I kept running away from it because I was so afraid. I was so afraid, and now it's like I can't run anymore because my intuition is telling me, it's very clear to me. And so trusting my intuition, and sometimes I make a decision and I have to go back on that decision because it goes against my intuition and I wasn't listening in the first place. And so, it's on us, right? Like, that's on us, but it's okay because I think that gives you courage, it gives you character, it gives you strength. When you have to tell somebody that you said yes to and you have to tell them no, it gives you the courage to know what it is to say no to begin with. And a lot of times we get bamboozled into these things, like that's why I say, if you choose to do this, take your time. Take your time and decide if this is right for you. Maybe you don't want to do a 40-day fast. Maybe you feel called to do just a 20-day fast or even a 10-day fast. Do that. But make sure it's right for you, right? You have to make sure it's right for you. You can't just jump into it because somebody else did it and you think you have to prove something. Like, that's not what this is about at all. And I think people get so stuck on that, like, well, I have to prove that I'm as good as them. No, you don't, because you are as good as somebody else. We're all as good as each other. All right. So the other thing is, I don't know if you guys can see, but my nails are so long. Like, usually they get about just below this and then they break and I have to cut them off. And my nails they've just grown like weeds. It's crazy. They've gotten real long and they're strong. Oh, they're strong. My skin all over is soft. So yeah, just kind of an update. I think that's why I didn't do one of these videos every day, is because they go longer than what I expect, and I don't do just the 5-minute videos. I've just never been that person. And yeah, so just keep at it, guys. If you guys are on the journey, just if you have any questions, shoot me a question down below, and I'll do my best to answer it. It's an experience and it will be different for everybody. But the only advice I can give you is, if you haven't started yet, spend time in prayer and meditation and see if this is right for you. Source will go out of its way to answer you if it's right for you or not. Okay, and maybe it's not right for you right now. Like I said, I think in one of the first videos I did in the first days, it took me almost a year to make the decision to say yes to myself for this. And that's a long time because I was really afraid. I was really afraid to do this. And now that I'm here, I'm kind of like, wow, imagine if I had done this sooner. And then I think, no, I had to do it right now, because right now is the perfect time for me to do it, because that's when I was meant to do it. Okay, like it's okay to take time. It's okay to spend time in contemplation. It's okay to make a plan. People want to rush into everything and then they wonder why things fall apart. And I met a lot of people who have tried to fast. You ever talk to people who are like, "Oh, well, I tried to fast, but by the second day I had to eat again because I couldn't do that shit." Well, because you're not mentally ready. You have to mentally prepare for this. If you don't mentally prepare for this, you're not going to make it. Okay, and it's funny too, I will say this, I got really addicted recently to those mukbang videos. If you guys have ever seen those, or like eating broadcast shows. These people eating a lot of food, and I was like kind of obsessed for them for like a week. The last week, I will be honest, this last week I've been obsessed with them. Until last night, I watched one, and I typed in American food, because when you watch Korean food and Vietnamese, you're like, oh man, that looks delicious, right? So I typed in an American one and I watched this video, and the way that this person was eating, like, I got so sick to my stomach. It was the worst feeling in the world. Like, the whole upper part of my stomach was just contracting, and it was just like, bitch, if you want to watch these, that's cool, but I'm gonna make your life miserable. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And like, they've come up in my feed today, and I just kind of skipped over them when before I would just watch them. And so, yeah, you guys, there are points to this journey, but it's funny because in being obsessed with those videos for this week, I figured out a huge part of my why I people please. You guys are probably like, how does that?
So when I wrote it out, like I had to write it in my journal, and it was funny because it was like, you can look, but you can't touch, right? Like that's it's like the forbidden fruit. That's what I was saying. And it was so weird because it took me back to when I was a little girl. And that's everything that my grandma and my mom would tell me when we would go to the store. You can look, but don't you touch. And you better be on your best behavior. And these are things that they would tell us not to be harmful or anything. Like, I don't want this to sound like, oh gosh, they were trying to be rude. No. But this is what they would tell us. And I remember it kind of turned into that everywhere. It was like, because if we did something, if they were having a bad day and we did something that irritated them, they would take us out to the car and make us wait in the car until they were done. And so thus started my people pleasing phase from a very young age. And if I hadn't have been obsessed with those videos, I don't know if I would have ever realized that. Right? So that's the connection. Like it's like the forbidden fruit. Well, that's exactly how everything was when I was a child. Everything was a forbidden fruit. And so I had to please people in order to get even just a taste. So don't think that this journey is a waste of time. You will realize so many things. I was able to let that go and understand that they were just doing it from love. They really were. They were doing it from the bottom of their heart. They didn't want us to embarrass ourselves. It's like I told my dad, it's not like they wanted us to run around in the store with the noodle drainer on our heads and a wooden spoon and a cape and our pajamas and rain boots and screaming at everybody that we were going to kill him because we're the next best, captain or the superhero or something, and there are kids that do that, but it's cool. That's cool. They're expressing themselves. I'm not saying that, but like parents, they don't want to be embarrassed. And that's what I think it is. It's like due to their want to not be embarrassed, they stifle kids and they don't realize that they're doing it. Like they just don't realize it. And so I was able to forgive that and to let it go. And I'm just really glad that it's something that I can talk about now. So yeah, that's what I have for today, guys. I hope everybody's enjoying their day. I hope that you guys get clarity. I hope that this gives you guidance if you choose to do this. It's not about weight loss. This is about spiritual health. Okay? So, we are on day 33 of my 40-day challenge. I was going to make a video yesterday, but to be honest with you guys, yesterday was probably the first day of true honest hell that I've been through. I had this gripping pain in my stomach. I didn't feel good. I take a shower. We have community showers here. And yesterday was the first day that we had electricity in 5 days. So I went down to go take a shower. And while I was in the shower, I almost passed out. And that was a little bit scary for me. I don't know if I stood up too fast or what. They say that if you do this, just take it easy when you stand up and stuff. But personally, I don't know what caused me to almost pass out. I was literally for about 5 minutes just sitting there and, right around my eyes edges, it was getting really black. And I was like, I don't know if I should close my eyes and deal with this or what. I was holding on to the, to the thing in the shower. I was like, oh Lord, I'm going to have to call somebody and come get me because I'm about to pass out in the shower and there ain't nobody coming for a while because not very many people are here in this park. And so it's like they don't go in there very often. And yeah, I was kind of freaked out. So and then when I came back, I couldn't even move. Like it was really bad. I went to bed, back to bed from like 9:30 in the morning until probably like noon, maybe 1. And then when I got up, I was just sitting here at the table like for real, guys. It was rough. It was rough. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to tell you guys that this has been peaches and cream the whole time because it's been anything but. This has been probably the most strenuous and difficult challenge I have ever taken on in my life. And it's not even that I'm trying to challenge myself. It's just that it truly is a challenge, It's not that I'm hungry. It's just that sometimes there are moments when I'm going through some severe pain, and from what I understand, it's just your body is healing itself. And so I'm sitting here like apologizing to my body. I'm like, I'm sorry, body. Like, I don't know what I put you through. My dogs are here. Mama. Hold on just a second, guys. Okay, guys, sorry about that. My dogs are barking. Yeah, it's been a real challenge. This has been anything but easy. I have shed a lot. I have let go of a lot of beliefs. I have let go of a lot of old ways of thinking. And my body is just healing, you know, like I keep apologizing to it because like I have no idea what I put it through during the last 34 years. You know, I'm a couple weeks away from turning 35. And yeah, this is insane. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for where I am, but I'm encouraging you guys, if you do this, to know that the people who are like, after day 12, you have so much energy, you don't know what to do with, the energy comes and goes. You know, you'll have a lot of energy and you'll go do something, and then you will be exhausted afterwards, and you have to replenish. Like, you're not putting the normal fuel that you usually put into your body. And so, you know, when I went into this, I was really truly expecting that once I got into the days and the teens, like everything was going to be fine and I was going to have, you know, all this energy. But people don't talk about this stuff. People don't talk about the hard stuff. They don't want, and I think it's because they don't want to be vulnerable. Like, oh, you know what? I did suffer, or I did have a situation while I was doing that. You know what? I don't care. This is the human experience, and I'm human as much as you. And I'm not going to be here being like, oh, I was superhuman and I didn't feel anything and you guys should be able to do this piece of cake. No, it's not this. When I say it took me a year to determine whether or not to do this, I understand why. It's because I knew it wasn't going to be something that was just going to come easy. 40 days is a long time for you to do anything. It's a long time for you to commit to working out. It's a long time for you to commit to eating healthy. It's a long time for you to commit to not eating and having only water. It's a long time for you to commit to learning something new. Whatever it is. 40 days is a long time. People are like, well, no, it's not. Yeah, it's not when you have nothing going on. 40 days will pass by like that when you guys are distracted. And so I'm just here to be real with you guys. If you do this, just understand the whole time it's not gonna be easy. Like, and especially when you live with people who are cooking, there are gonna be times when you smell food and you're like, man, I just want to throw on the towel right now and go have a bite of whatever the hell it is that they're eating. You know, the other day I went to the store with my dad, and right now it's really crazy here where I'm at. I'm over in Texas, and we've had power outages and they're rationing food. And you know, we went to the store and the shelves were basically cleaned off. And I'm just like, this is like the beginning of the pandemic all over again, just because of a snowstorm. And I'm originally from Colorado, guys. So this is just, it's just weird. And it's weird to see a state not helping. Okay. A whole nother topic for a whole nother time. But I just want to give you guys a picture of where I'm at currently. And when we were walking around the store, some guy had gone to the deli and gotten some chicken, and he kept walking down the same aisles as us. And I kept telling Dad, I was like, oh my God, that chicken smells so good. And it did. It smells so good. And when you're on this, suddenly you smell everything. You smell things you didn't know you could smell. You're like, holy crap, what is that? And people are like, what are you smelling? And you're like, man, I smell hot sauce. I'm smelling me some pepper. I'm smelling me some garlic. Oh, I'm smelling this. Oh, I'm smelling that. And they're like, you're crazy. And no, it just, everything is heightened. Like you've closed one sense in your body. And so everything else is coming in and making up for that. And so we went, and then after we were at the store, we had to wait in line to get gas, fuel gas, okay, for the car. We ran a generator the whole time we had the power outage because we live in an RV, but we still had to get gas, and we had to wait for 3 hours to get gas. We were already waiting for an hour. We drove all over town, finally found a store that had gas, and they had a line that was out. I mean, it was out on the highway. It was so crazy. And so we got in line and we were waiting. And right before we got to the pump, the power went out again. And they're like, well, you guys can wait, but we can't promise you when it'll come on again. And I was like, you know what? We've been here for this long. We might as well keep waiting. And so after 2 hours, it came back on and we got our gas and we left. And it worked out. But it's just, guys, like, things are, you know, like they say that this journey of positivity, that's why I always bring it up. Don't think that just because you're on the journey of positivity that things don't happen, right? Like, they do. Life still happens. Life still comes around. But I was thinking about it. I was like, any other day, like, I would have been so irritated. I would be like, oh, we gotta wait for this. And, like, it's just freaking gas. Like, what the hell? You know, like, and I was thinking about that. And I was like, I was just like, cool, let's just wait. Let's just see what happens. And so that's what we did. Ended up calling my grandfather, talked to my grandfather for a little bit. And then the electricity came back on. It was no big deal. And, you know, I'm just sitting here thinking about it. And it's like, to go through that day, I had a lot of energy. Like, I was able to do a lot of things. And this was the day before yesterday. I had a lot of energy and I was able to do things. And then yesterday, I just couldn't even, like, it was hard for me to take a shower. Like, I had to wash my hair and I was, like, just waiting for the shower to be done. And it was like, it was having a hard time being present with myself. I was having a hard time being present with the situation. And I was having a hard time just being present here in this moment. And then I drank some aloe. I got some aloe vera juice, and I made sure it has no calories or sugars in it. Don't be all over there. Oh, you're breaking your fat. No, like, I've already done the research. I knew about this at the beginning of the fast. I just didn't get any at the beginning of the fast because I just didn't, you know, I didn't want to load up on all this stuff and then have nothing to rely on at the end. And so I got some aloe vera juice, and I started drinking that yesterday. It's nice and cold, and I put a drop of peppermint oil in it, and I drank that, and it helped a little bit. I was able to finally calm down, but yesterday was a difficult day. Like, even my dad was like, maybe you should stop, and I was like, Dad, I can't. I've come this far. Like, I just have a week left. Like, today I have 7 days left. And I'm just, you know, I feel a lot better today. I do. I slept in a lot. You know, like, I think that you have to have a lot of compassion for yourself when you take this journey, because if you don't, you're going to push yourself to the edge and you're not going to be able to finish it, because you're going to be like, I have no energy to do anything. And so I have to eat. And it's like, there are going to be days when you just don't have energy, you know? And my dad's like, well, it seems like you've been sick this whole time. And it's like, no, no, it's not that I've been sick. It's just that you have to understand your body is releasing. Your body has time to, like, finally heal itself. And so it appears that you're sick, but you're not. You're not really sick. You're just, like, you know, like, think about when you get a cold and you get a fever, you know, the reason you get a fever is so that you burn it out, right? And then when you break the fever, okay, your body's burnt it out. And so now you're breaking the fever, right? It's the same thing. It's like your body's going through this period of, like, burning it out. And so when people aren't sure, like, you know, nobody in my family's ever fasted for longer than 7 days. I think my mom did a 14-day fast, but I don't know if it was a water fast or not. My dad was pretty sure it was a juice fast because he did it with her. And so he's like, I'm pretty sure it was all juice, and I don't think she did just water. And I was like, okay, you know, maybe she did seven days of water. And I was like, and a lot of people do that, but this period was for me to draw closer to source, and I've been doing that. But there are moments when I feel so human. And in those human moments, I just want to give up. And you know you can't. Because it's something that Source put on your heart. And it's like, arguing with Source is just, it's futile, and it's okay to be human. And I think about where I am, and I think about how far I've come, and I'm so proud of myself, because to be on this for 33 days and all I've drank is water. It's the most intense thing that I've ever done, and if people don't want to share the hardships in it, so let them tell you that it's cake. Let them tell you, but I'm not. I'm here to share the truth. It's real. It's real, guys. Like, this is real. I don't want to scare you away from doing it. I just wish that somebody had said something about how difficult it was, so that I knew what I was getting into when I went into it, and not thinking that by day 12 I was just going to be okay and that I was going to fly by. You know, the hunger still does come back. It's not that you're hungry, but your stomach reminds you that it's empty. I think I'm so emotional because yesterday I really almost just gave it up. Told my dad, let's go to the store, let's just get the stuff so that I can break the fast, and that's it. 7 more days. And all I can tell myself is one more day. One more day. Keep showing up. One more day. I wouldn't have made it this far if it hadn't have been for Source. I wouldn't have made it this far if I hadn't have prayed. I wouldn't have made it this far if I hadn't have trusted and had faith. I don't make this video to deter you. I make this video to encourage you, because it's only through Source that you'll be able to take this on. Anybody that does longer than a 21-day fast is normally doing it for spiritual reasons anyways. This is not for the weary of heart. Okay, so guys, today is day number 39. And I have some news. I did my best, and I'll explain why. Yeah, so 40 days. If you've done fasting before, like, you know, fasting is something it's intense. It's intense for the body. It will heal you in ways you never imagined. But you have to be prepared for it. And I was prepared mentally. I was very prepared going into this. I imagined making it to the end. And yet yesterday I had to stop. I had to. Like, I didn't have a choice. Part of doing this was for me to learn self-love in a different kind of way. It was to learn how to listen to my body. And you guys are all probably like, well, why would you give up 2 days before? You know, look. So for the last 3 times that I've gone to take a shower, to wash my hair, I wash my hair every 3 days, maybe 4 days, okay? I talked about this on the last video. I have been getting really lightheaded, like really to the point where I'm almost passing out. And yesterday morning when I went to go wash my hair, I was in the shower, and that's all I was doing. I had my eyes closed and I was scrubbing my hair, and I washed out all the soap. And when I washed out all the soap and I opened my eyes, it was still like I had them closed, and I really thought I was going to pass out. I was holding onto the wall, and the whole world was spinning around me. I felt somewhat drunk, I guess you could say. I was going to just keep on the liquids diet, but I needed protein, and I was researching my specific symptoms, and what was happening was, and I hadn't fought with this since I was a little girl. I used to have hypoglycemia when I was a child, and I'm a big believer in we heal ourselves, and suddenly these symptoms were coming back. I was shaking really bad. Like, I was in the shower trying to wash my body, and my hands were just vibrating really bad, and I was like, this is intense. It's intense. And I knew if I passed out in the bathroom, they're the community bathrooms, that I didn't know who was going to find me or who could help, because my dad chose to go into a 55 plus community. So here I am in this place right now, and it's okay. Everything turned out okay. When I came home from taking my shower, I laid down, and I just told Dad. I was so upset. I was like, Dad, I don't know what to do. I'm really scared. And I was so scared, guys. I was so scared. I didn't know. I didn't know what to expect. I did not expect this to happen, at least this far in. And I didn't expect to be where I was. Like, I didn't expect to come so far, but at the same time, I didn't expect to experience so many physically draining things. When I would do yoga, I would have to be very careful. I was moving on to yin yoga and floor practices, because doing even just one sun salutation, I felt like I was going to pass out. Like, as soon as I would stand up, this is like, it was beyond being dizzy. This was like literally to the point of, I'm gonna pass out. Like, if I don't have something to hold on to, if I don't just take a minute here, like, I'm gonna pass out. Like, in the shower, I was really like, I really was frightened, because I didn't know if I was gonna make it. Like, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to get home. And I realized that it is starting to create a situation where I'm not able to complete just simple tasks that I need to complete. And I have been journaling about this entire experience, and I haven't been able to journal for a few days because of how exhausted I've been. I literally was in bed for 3 days. Like, I couldn't move. And so I made the overall decision, and listening to my body, I knew I had to get some protein into my body. And so I drank a smoothie yesterday morning. My dad helped me make a smoothie. He was so sweet about it. And then I went and I made salmon soup. Basically, I made salmon stew, and had some shrimp and some crab in it, and it was really good. It was really good, and I ate just a little bit of that. I have so much. Like, did not realize that I was making such a gigantic pot. Like, by the time I was done, the whole Instapot was full, and I was like, wow, this is so much food. When it finished cooking, I was like, I'm going to have fish stew for weeks. But it's all right. Like, it will help ease me back into eating normally, and that's good. And so I ate 2 meals yesterday, I guess, if you count the smoothie as a meal. And then I also snacked on fruits. I have a lot of fruits right now. I have watermelon, I have cantaloupe, I have pineapple, I have dates, I have sorry, that just makes me laugh every time I say it. I have peaches, and I have just various fruits and stuff in there, grapes and stuff that I can eat. Watermelon is really good for coming off a fast. So far, I am good. Like, I've not gotten sick. I was looking at my face yesterday, though, guys. I did not take a picture. I should have taken a picture. We went out to the store so that we could get some stuff, and I looked at Dad, and I was like, wow, I wish you would have told me that I was so pale. Like, I looked like a ghost, and my eyes were really sunken in. I had like black circles. I'm like, I've been sleeping almost nonstop for 3 days. Like, I should not look quite like this, but I did. And so I realized that I had to stop. And when I realized that I had to stop, I had a breakdown, and I started crying, and I couldn't even cry. I started to gag, and I started like almost throwing up, and I was like, what's in there to throw up? Let's throw up that water, like it was really intense, guys. It was so, yeah, I'm not upset like I thought I would be. Like, I thought I was going to be really super upset, but I think that's why I had to get upset yesterday, because it was just that part of my ego dying, like realizing that this is not about perfection. None of this was. This was about me setting a goal and just seeing what I could do. And I mean, the longest I've ever fasted before was 14 days. And you got to understand, 7 of those days was a juice smoothie. So it's like, really, water fasting, I've only ever done 7 days. And to come 38 days, and complete that, like, it was amazing. It's been amazing. And now, like, to see food, like to taste it is like, I can't even describe what it is to taste food. Like, yesterday I fried up the salmon before I cooked it in the stew, and it had these little crispy parts on it, and I just kept eating the crispy parts because it was the most divine thing that I've ever tasted. And I was like, they really mean that. Like, you have to be careful when you come off a fast. You can make yourself sick because you haven't eaten for so long that you can make yourself sick, because everything tastes amazing. Like, to eat, I ate peaches and pineapple smoothie yesterday, and I was just like it was just so good. And I put peanut butter in it for some protein, and I got roasted peanuts, unsalted peanuts, so I can make my own homemade peanut butter. And that's what I was putting in it. And I put just a little bit of all natural honey that comes with a honeycomb in it, and it was just seriously like so good. And the reason I did that is because I was looking at ways to counteract the dizziness, basically, like I said, dealing with some hypoglycemia. I've never gone this long without some sort of protein in my body, some sort of something. And I was still doing yoga. I was still walking. I was still being active. And I really just think as much as I was trying to prove a point, because I think that's what it came down to at the end. And finally, it was just like my intuition and my body said, look, Becky, you got to stop. You got to stop, and it's time for you to listen to us. And I was like, okay. And, I didn't want to make any harsh decisions, because this all happened I think I was on my fast the whole time during Mercury retrograde. So to not like make any harsh decisions during that time, like I didn't want to stop during that time. But then afterwards, it was like my intuition kicked in, and it was like, look, we gotta take care of ourselves. This is a survival tactic. Like, we got to take care of ourselves. And I was like, okay. And so I'm not upset about it. I'm super happy that I did it. I'm super blessed. Like, I feel so blessed, and I feel so connected to Source. I do have a little bit of a, like, as much as I feel so much better, like, there is just a little bit of sadness, because it really does, as soon as you eat, it almost like plops you right back into the 3D. It's like, poof, and you're like, wow, I really was, floating for a while. Even though I was grounding myself through yoga, I was still floating for a while, and it was very interesting. It was just such an experience. So, I encourage anybody to try this, but I really wanted to document what it was that I experienced, because for myself, I feel like if I had known that I could have potentially had these symptoms towards the end, I wouldn't have been so freaked out. and so scared, but I really did get scared, and I really had to sit with my fear and deal with that. And a part of that fear, I think, stemmed from not being perfect and knowing that it's okay. It's okay to let go. It's okay to do what's right for me. And so I did. And so had 2 days left, and here I was, and I had to eat. And so it's hard. It's hard because it's like you're so close, but it's like it was, if I hadn't have done that, I was just going downhill. Like I was going downhill for the last week and a half, guys. Like it, ever since I hit day 25, like it's just kind of been, it was kind of just a roller coaster ride for me. And so I'm not mad about that at all. Like it's just sometimes we have to really set a goal for ourselves, and sometimes it has to be unobtainable so that we can prove to ourselves that we can do something phenomenal. And that's how I really feel right now. Like I feel like I did one of the most amazing things in my life. I feel like I've accomplished a huge task, and I feel like that was the reason why Source wanted me to try 40 days. It wasn't about the 40 days. It was just to show myself that I could be amazing. That I didn't need anybody else to help me through it. And that when it was time to come off, that it was my choice. It wasn't somebody else's choice. And that's really cool. Like, it's really cool. Like, for a long time, I wanted everybody to see and just understand me, and now I just realize it doesn't matter. It never did matter. But to do this, I feel like I can fly. It wasn't about finishing it, it was just about doing it. I did finish it. And all this had to happen right before my birthday. I turned 35 in a few days. This is life. This is life. It's a struggle. It's easy. It's hard. It's fun. It's an adventure. It's difficult. It's new. I'm not emotional because I'm sad. I'm emotional because I'm happy. I'm so happy about where I am. This wasn't about my body. This wasn't about losing weight. This wasn't about anything but doing something for myself that was scary. And it was really scary. And I faced that fear. And it was really scary to let it go. And I faced that fear too. And so, here we are. I just think about it. 38 days with no food. Like, I don't care what anybody else thinks. A year ago, I don't think I could have ever even imagined this. Like I told you guys at the beginning, it took me almost a year to determine that this was something I needed to do. Even my dad said, he's like, you like to try and do everything all at once. And I was like, that's how you find out. That's how you find out just how amazing you are. That's how you find out. Make sure if you do this, you listen to yourself always. And don't beat yourself up if you can't make it to the day that you said you were going to. This is why I didn't tell anybody that I was doing this. So that when the video comes out, it's like, whoa, does it matter? Does it matter that I did 40 days? No, I didn't tell anybody except for my dad and one friend. And nobody, nobody was here to help me through it, except Dad would help me when he could, It's not like I had real encouragement, right? It was like, Dad's like, maybe you should stop. Like, like even when I would have just a bad day, he's like, maybe it's time for you to stop. And I'm like, you do it, you gotta do it. You gotta do it for you. So my nails are super long. Hella long. From drinking just water. They're so strong too. Like they're really strong. Like I'm crazy. My skin still feels soft. Like I'm still scarred up a little bit. But it's going away. I think it looks worse right here in the computer, in the phone, in the camera than it does in reality. It's just the way the sun hits it. But it's going away. That's from all in the beginning. I'm not really breaking out anymore though. I've lost a lot of weight. A lot. And, like, that's cool. That's cool. I don't know how much. I don't have a scale or anything like that, so I didn't weigh myself or anything like that. Like I said, this was not about the weight loss. My intuition has totally skyrocketed. Like, skyrocketed from where it was. It was easy to listen to before, but now it's just, I hear it. I'm like, okay, I understand. I get it. I get where you're taking me. So, you know what? This is life. If you're looking for perfection, shoot, you got another thing coming. And you're always going to judge yourself. This is human. I'm here to have a human experience, and that's exactly what I've done. It's exactly what I do every day when I wake up, because you know what? We've been gifted another day to be blessed, another day to celebrate, another day that too many people have been denied. So if you choose to go on this train, do it so that you can connect with the higher spiritual realm. Don't do it in hopes of fitting in a wedding dress, or in hopes of fitting in that dress that you want to, or hopes of being ready for a beach body summer. You're all ready for that. Just the way you are. Just the way you are. Nobody on the earth has flawless skin. Nobody on the earth has flawless beauty. Like, there's always going to be something that is a flaw. But it's our imperfections that make us perfect. Because that's what makes us human. We're not here to turn into something that we're not. We're here to get closer to what we are. What am I? I am that I am, and that which I am is me.